If you're thinking about going on a Disney cruise, or maybe you already have one planned for the near future, in this video I'm gonna share with you 10 things that nobody tells you about Disney cruises. There are a lot of unspoken rules that nobody tells you, and you kinda learn as you go. So if you're going on a Disney cruise, or maybe you're considering it, you clicked on the right video because we're gonna go through them one by one. Just full transparency, I'm not an expert by any means. This information is based on personal experience. So with that out of the way, let's go over the first thing, which is your room key. Your room key is very important because you will not be able to do anything without it. As you can see, I have mine right here, and it's gonna look something like this. You will need your room key to get in and out of your stateroom, to get your kids in and out of the kids club, to get in and out of the ship, and even to make purchases in the cruise. Disney calls it the key to the world card because you will literally need it for everything. You will get one of these for each person in your reservation. It will have things like your stateroom number, your reservation number, and your name. When you board the ship, you will find a key for each member of your reservation next to your door inside of an envelope. I suggest taking a lanyard, that way it's easier for you to carry it around and not lose it. The second thing is that door decorations are a big deal. When you get to your cruise, you'll notice that there will be a lot going on with the doors. And the stateroom doors are magnetic, so people go all out making custom magnets and decorations for their doors. Some people put the dates of their cruises they've gone on. Some people put the occasion they're celebrating. I've seen people who hang a little basket with candy. That way you can grab some when you walk by. You'll see people get really creative with this. So if you've never been on a Disney cruise, it can be very overwhelming. And honestly, I've never done it. I personally find it to be a lot of work, but if this is something you really want to do, by all means, go ahead and have fun with it. My only suggestion is to not put anything of value because you never know if it could get stolen. The third thing is food. When you go on a Disney cruise, there is a lot that comes included in your cruise fare. The biggest one is food. For example, the food at the buffet, the drinks, the food at the rotational dining restaurants, and the food from the places by the pool is free. It comes included with your cruise fare. But there are also places where the food is not free. Depending on the cruise that you sail on, the restaurants will be different, but there are definitely paid restaurants. These restaurants are apart from the ones that come included in your cruise fare. There are also ice cream shops that are not free. Also, if you go to the movie theater, whatever you get there is not free. Things like popcorn, candy, drinks, etc. If you see bars with specialty coffee or alcoholic beverages, those all cost extra. So basically, a place that has a menu with prices is an extra charge. The fourth thing is the Disney Navigator app. Definitely, no one tells you how important this app is. It has everything you need. Things like shows, meet and greet events, movie times, port schedules, the weather. It even has a chat option, that way you can stay connected with people in your reservation or guest services if needed. So the sooner you get familiar with it, the better. The fifth thing is that no one's gonna tell you that you do not need to stay connected to the internet. Internet does not come with your cruise fare, and quite honestly, it is a bit expensive. Disney sells internet in data packages and per device. So for example, for a family of 3, getting the cheapest option for a 4-day cruise would be over $200, which I think is a bit pricey, but the good thing is that you do not need internet to use the Disney Navigator app. As I mentioned previously, through this app, you can communicate with people in your reservation. You can also book reservations, and you can see the live schedule of your cruise. The sixth thing is that room service is free, and this is something that a lot of people don't know. Disney Cruise Lines offer complimentary room service 24/7, and yes, most of it is included in your cruise fare. You can order things like sandwiches, salads, cookies, and even Mickey ice cream bars. You will find a menu in your stateroom with all the things that you can order. There will be specialty items that will cost extra, for example, bottled water, canned sodas, and packaged snacks. But majority of the menu is free, comes included in your cruise fare. However, the only thing that is not included is the tip. You'll want to remember to tip your server in cash when they deliver your food. Which takes me to the seventh thing, which is gratuities. Many people are not aware that Disney will automatically add daily gratuities for your stateroom host, your server, assistant server, head server to your onboard account. So what they'll do is that on your final day on the cruise, your stateroom host will leave on your bed the gratuities on a sheet of paper along with envelopes. So how it works is that you'll be able to cut each gratuity individually and put them on each envelope so that you can give it to each person on the last day of your cruise. And after your cruise, Disney will deduct it from your account. It is optional if you want to tip extra, which we have done in the past when we feel that we received amazing service. And if you're wondering how much they calculate you should tip, it's usually between $14 to $15 per person per day. You can adjust it if you want to tip more or less, but most people leave it as is. I personally think that our stateroom host deserves a bigger tip since that's the person that takes care of us during our entire stay. But that's just my personal opinion. Thing number 8 is that you can watch first-run Disney movies on the ship. All the Disney ships have their own movie theaters, and they play brand new Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars movies. And sometimes you're able to watch them even before they hit the theaters, which is really nice, especially if you love going to the theaters. And honestly, their movie theaters are just like the ones we're used to, if not even better. The 9th thing is that the Disney islands are just perfect. I've gone to Castaway Cay and Lookout Cay, and honestly, both islands exceeded my expectations. The islands are spotless, super organized, and everything is designed for families. You'll find beaches for everyone. The family beach, the teen beach, and even an adults-only beach. It's very peaceful and the water is crystal clear. But even though they're Disney islands, there are some things that you need to be prepared for. For example, sunscreen and water shoes are a must-have. The sand can get really hot and there will be a lot of walking between areas. Another thing that I love about these Disney islands is that food and drinks are complimentary. You do not have to spend a penny on lunch. There's a big barbecue buffet at the island, so you can grab burgers, hot dogs, chicken tenders, salads, fruit, and even ice cream. And it all comes included in your cruise fare. But things like float rentals, snorkeling gear, and cabanas all cost extra, and they can sell out really fast. The 10th thing is that the day you disembark the ship can come really fast. Most people don't realize that you have to be out of your stateroom by 8 a.m. The crew works hard because they have to get those staterooms ready and clean for the next group of people that will board that same day. So everything moves quickly. That morning, you'll have 2 options for breakfast. You can either go to the buffet or you can go to your assigned restaurant for your final breakfast at the ship. If you checked your luggage, you will have to leave your bags outside of your stateroom the night before. I think it's by 10:30 p.m. You'll only keep a small carry-on with your essentials for the next morning. Things like travel documents, toiletries, and a change of clothes. If you prefer to carry off your own luggage, you can do that too. It just means that you'll be amongst the first group to disembark, usually around 7:15 a.m. So my biggest tip is to have everything packed and ready the night before. That morning might not be the most magical part of your cruise, but if you know what to do, it'll go smoothly and stress-free. Hopefully this helps you plan your trip and avoid some of the little surprises that catch first-timers off guard. If you enjoyed this video and you're planning a Disney cruise soon, I think you're gonna like this video about 10 things I wish I knew before going on a Disney cruise. I share a lot of practical tips from what to pack to how to make the most out of your cruise. I'm gonna leave it on the screen so you can watch it next.